Hey guys, Metacross Freak here, and the reason the Kopaka Master of Ice box is upside down is because when making this video, I accidentally forgot to save the footage for the intro I would normally do, where I show you what's in the box. So instead, Kopaka Spear Shield, 97 pieces, abbreviated comic, uh, showing his awesome ult mode and stuff. You probably don't care about this. He had a bag with his little parts, a bag with his big parts, his instructions, a little thing of stickers, and instruction booklet. And if you want to see the stickers before I show it later in the episode, there's the stickers. They're for his leg armor. I flubbed the intro, so let's get right into it. Skeleton time. Yay, so Kopaka's a tall one. In fact, I even compared him with Liwa. He's about as tall as Liwa, and Pohatu goes up to here on him. Like the top of his head is actually he's a little bit taller than Kopaka. I say Kopaka's a little bit taller than Liwa. So he's just height wise he's definitely taller, and I think that's mostly because of these extended, well, first of all, the extenders, the longer hips and the longer thighs, the longer thighs and longer calves. Sorry, I'm messing up a lot right now. I'm gonna go with the armor first. Similar to Pohatu, he's got the, I'm just gonna call it the Iron Man chest plate. I'm not sure what exactly it's called, but he's got the Iron Man chest plate, and you might notice he has these two little balls on the side. They're finally making use of the extra ball joints, and those will be for the pauldrons, the shoulder armor, which I'll show in a minute. But I did want to show that unlike Poatu, he does have the Iron Man armor, so he's got abs. Liwa, for some reason, doesn't have abs, though you'd think that the natural acrobat of the group would have abs. I don't know. And I think the reason they probably did this piece was because of how the chest plate sits. Again, it's a printed chest plate, and the blue and the gold is beautiful. I think this is, of the three pieces so far, my favorite. I'm not going to put the pauldrons on yet. I'm going to do the rest of the leg armor. He's got a really interesting setup for his leg armor because of these pieces on his calves. You can actually put a piece on the back and on the front, and so that'll add to the piece count. But it's really interesting because he does not have, I guess you could call it natural knee armor, but he does have very thick calves. I mean, look at those calves. Those are thick calves. Those are some thick calves right there, and it makes his feet look very, dare I say, clunky. I'm just using that as a downside for now. I haven't seen the full armored version, so I'll make my judgment for that. There's Shadow, channel mascot right there. He does have these very large. I love these pieces. I call them like shield breakers. I used to use these as pauldrons before they designed pauldrons into characters, I guess. And I think the thigh armor works really well. He's definitely got well armored legs. That he will not be taken down by an arrow to the knee. I know that's a really old joke, and I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to make it. Surprisingly, his forearms though aren't heavily armored. He has armor to the sides, which is kind of nice because that's fairly standard. And he has these big pieces, the shoulder armor pieces with the reinforcements on the side, and this alone would be a good figure. I would be very happy with this, but then they add on more armor. He actually did have a couple extra pieces. I didn't pull those out, but he has additional pieces that turn this from being this tanky armory brute, who I'll show in his full height in a second because the camera angle can be misleading, into a big force of nature. Again, pardon the pun, that one wasn't intended. He has a place to put armor on his back, and that looks pretty good. You know, it makes him, it adds some bulk to him. Um, as you can see, he's got some bulk to his torso, and it definitely adds on. Also, you may notice that he's also one-handed. I was a little saddened by this, but I guess they don't want an arm flopping around that's holding the shield. But Pohatu is again naturally right-handed. You could always swap around the pieces if you want him to be left-handed, but naturally he is right-handed. Last bit of armor before I put on the mask is the pauldrons, and they use the big paw claw pieces. I've been using this as pauldrons like that over the upper arms for a while. That's because I have a couple of the Beast Hero Factory sets, but these actually go on the little stubs, and they look really great. You can't have, you don't have them going straight though. You have them kind of going diagonally, and there you go. He's got very armored shoulders, and it looks great. And lastly, I'm going to put on the mask, and there we have Kopaka Master of Ice. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put on the weapons. For weapons, he has a very large spear, which for some reason has ice lightning. And that actually, for some reason, goes to the side, so that your lightning, I guess, is on the side there. And you have this adorable little staff with a pommel, which you have it's basically, he's got a spear. He doesn't have the dagger of Pohati, which was literally just the blade piece. You have a full size like spear, and he's got this. This is a combination of the two, I guess you could call them ice blades, which you have to put his hand sideways for him to hold. And well, let me slide that in. It's a humongous assemblage. And I don't mean humongous in a bad way. It's just a very large piece. And I'll have to angle it better in a moment. So this is him. I'm going to show you with a different angle how he looks standing up. At full height, Kopaka is tall. The shield is a large part of it, but the figure is impressive. The shield looks great, though. You do have to pose the arm like this. It's a little awkward of a pose. Let me show you here by rotating the shield. He's got kind of an awkward pose on his arm, but it's a very impressive shield, and I do not question how good of a defense it would be. I originally was like, really? It can't be that good, but look, seeing how big it is and just how tall it is compared to him. In fact, if you stand it upright, it's taller than him. See? It's taller than he is. I have no doubt that, if used as a shield would be, that this would be an adequate defense. I'm impressed. The spear is actually really nice. I don't get why the lightning thing is right there. I don't think it's a necessary piece to a necessary addition, but it is nice. It looks very nice, and with the gear movement, you do get some good positions, like, Phanania. And if you switched the pieces around, you could have them, you're getting ready to chuck it, you just like that. It could be really cool. I do like the mask. I do plan on comparing the original mask, the original Kopaka mask, with this new Kopaka mask, and I'll show that right now. So here we go, the new Mask of Ice with the original Mask of X-Ray Vision. As you can see, they're about the same size, and they're not identical. They are very similar. You have a couple elements in the new mask that come from the Akuku Nuva, and so I kind of like that they kind of they took the old design and revamped it. Quick little note, you'll probably notice that I don't have the stickers on, these stickers for the thigh pieces, and that's because I felt they weren't really necessary. I mean, most poses you're going to have Kopaka and have him with the shield, the big shield, and, guarding himself with the shield, getting ready to throw the spear. And I felt that it, first of all, it wasn't going to be seen behind the big shield, and even when he's ice skating, ice skating, it's not going to be, in my opinion, that big of a difference. I mean, they're nice stickers. Take a look at those stickers. Those are very nice stickers. I just don't feel that they're necessary. I just kind of like the white armor as it is. Snow is supposed to be clean, plain, simple. And while Kopaka isn't, I kind of just like the nice, pure, clean look of the thigh armor. So there we go. Paladin Kopaka. Ice skating in is Kopaka in his powered up form. I'll be honest, I'm actually a little disappointed with this. While Pohatu gains a new weapon and basically gains flying boomerangs on his feet, and Liwa gains wings with new swords, Kopaka's is kind of bland. His shield doesn't turn into anything different than Tahu, who just has two swords turn into a snowboard. In fact, he could have a snowboard, but they literally leave this black connector on. They do not leave it separate. So you could connect them to have like a snowboard kind of thing if you wanted, but instead they have him have ice skates. It's kind of disappointing. This is also the same arm position as I did not change the arm position. I literally just unplugged the shield. As you can see, he's got a kind of an awkward arm position. I do think it's kind of funny though, because he's kind of doing a little he's lifting. And while the gold, I'll admit, does look better on Kopaka, I'm a little disappointed because with all the gold from afar, his head gets kind of lost. If you remove the pauldrons, I'm sure. If you removed the pauldrons, I'm sure his head would stand out better. But with the pauldrons and the gold chestplate, I feel his head gets a little lost. So, is Kopaka worth the extra $5? I don't know about that. In my personal opinion, I think it'd be better to wait until Kopaka, Anua, and Tahu go on sale, because I can't necessarily say that the extra pieces added on are necessarily worth it. Um, in fact, I actually kind of feel sad that I had to pay an extra $5 for something I was going to buy anyway. It makes me wonder if someone went, hey, we've got 6 sets, 3 of them have a few more pieces. What do you want to do? Oh, well, let's have the ones that are slightly smaller be 15 and the ones that are slightly larger be 20. I really feel that could have been remediated if they had simply just made them all roughly the same price. Because if you get all six, that's 15 for each of the 3 small ones and 20 for each of the 3 big ones. That's still a lot of money. 60 for the big and 45 for the large. You're paying a little over $100 to get all 6, which I'm okay with. I have a job. I'm able to pay for all of them. But they could have easily just divvied it up. There was really no reason to have them be 15, 15, 15, 20, 20, 20. They could have broken that up. They 15 up somehow, made them all like 17. So it's the pricing I'm not a fan of. Kopaka I definitely like. I love Kopaka. I love his armor. Especially because he uses the pauldrons, which I thought I came up with that on my own. I guess I didn't. That's okay though, because I still love how it looks. I still love how it looks. Um, and I would have done that anyway. I'm just a little sad that I had to pay extra for something that is just as cool. In fact, I think I almost kind of like Pohatu and Liwa a little bit more. Not because they're not good, but just because not because they're cheaper, but just because, I'm getting the same amount of fun for a lower price. So get Kopaka if you want. He's definitely cool and he's definitely worth buying. Just maybe try waiting a little while to see if the price goes down. Um, or it's definitely something worth getting with your Christmas money. Because $20, $5 more for you're paying $5 more to get not a lot more. You're getting some extra leg armor, some fancier shoulders, and a slightly bigger weapon, like a bigger weapon. So you can make the decision for yourself. I definitely recommend Kopaka, and oh my god, he's just really cool looking. I can't stay mad for long. Until next time, I'm Metagross Freak, and have a good one.